Would have to concur, Jesse.
Just attach a fucking rock. Like, literally, but don't even have it look good. Not like a black block or anything, just literally a stone hanging
There you go,
there.
I got it.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Very nice. Figured that shit out, dude.
I can't even prop my foot up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One clap.
That's right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the nation of America. The United States of America, sorry. Welcome to the show of Talk Junkies.
Yeah, and people in other parts of the world.
True. Which a very small amount of people do, but we'll take it. Welcome to the show. To the podcast.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't think we got that underway. All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
Fuck, I didn't even get my beer.
Welcome to my underground lair dungeon / man
All right, that's
cave.
enough of that.
Welcome
What are we talking
to
about?
my podcast. That one's for Willie, just in case Willie ever listens.
I doubt he does. He might. You never know. What's going on, guys? How goes it? The days of August. It's not August yet. Sorry, September. Or no, July.
Man, wow.
My shit's a little less broken than fucking last week, but still broken.
That's the update on Jesse's leg. Is it continues to be broken.
Very nice. Very nice. So what's going on? We are hearing a lot about Area 51, and people are thinking about doing an absurd act.
It's so dumb.
500,000 people strong right now on Facebook are committed to doing this on September 20th of 2019. Thoughts?
It's fucking the best shit I've ever heard of in my life.
First off, if you haven't heard of this, I'm sure most people who are watching this have, but just Google, like, I don't know, Storm Area 51 or something like that. It's this big thing that started on, like, Facebook from some Twitch streamer or some nonsense, and it blew up. It, like, went viral and went around everywhere, and now, like, I love it. It's become memes. It's hilarious.
What do you love about it?
I'm here for the memes, man.
Just the
I'm
memes.
here for the memes. I love the memes, but...
Give me some. Okay, I'll post some memes of what's going on with this in the video.
What's crazy, though, is that, okay, obviously, like, however many people, let's say by the end of it, let's say by September 20th, just easy math here, 1 million people said they're going to do it. Obviously, 1 million people aren't going to show. But out of that number of people, you will have people fucking
Somebody's
go.
somebody's going to show up
Yeah,
to
you'll
Area
have-
51.
And there's, like, I've seen memes that are like, oh, man, this is what's going to happen to the 16 people who actually show up. Realistically, at 500,000 right now, you'll have more than 16 show up. It'll be like a small, like, protest or something. You'll have, I don't know, at least a couple thousand. I'd
So
say a couple thousand will show up.
You think that's what it's going to end up being? Is it's just going to be a protest that they want to see aliens, or are they actually going to storm it? Because that's the whole point. Is they can't stop us all. Is what it says in the thing.
Yeah.
We get enough people, they can't stop us all. We want to see them aliens.
So how I think we want to see them aliens, how I think it's actually going to go down is I think that on the day on September 20th, you're going to have roughly 2,000 people out there. You're going to have a whole bunch of, like, cars parked however close they can get. It's basically going to be like a big fucking tailgate party. Going to look like a Chiefs game or whatever. And then at some set time, they're all going to start running or do something stupid. And also, the government's not an idiot, so they're not going to shoot them all. Here's the thing. If you truly believe that the government has been able to keep aliens under wraps and, like, been able to keep Area 51, like, this crazy super secret all this time, and they have this, basically that the government is that powerful that they're able to do all these things, you've literally given the government 3 months to be like, let's just move all this shit. like literally, I guarantee you, for some reason, there's someone in Area 51, one of the head honchos, who's sitting in a desk right now talking about this, being like, all right, guys, this is real fucking dumb, and we have a lot of dumb people in this country, but we're probably going to have people show up, and we can't just shoot them on sight because that looks bad, and that's not good for the old USA. So these actual aliens we got, we're going to move them down into the lower level in the basement that nobody will ever get to and lock that off. And then when people storm this place, we can be like, look, we got nothing to hide. Congrats, you found our new generator that makes new batteries that are better than lithium batteries. Congrats.
That's my thoughts on it, too. Because they're already locked up, like, fucking however deep, you know, like a quarter mile under the Earth's fucking surface. You get even 100,000 people fucking break in there and get all the way to the... They don't keep all the secret shit just ground level, guys. I guarantee you.
Behind, like, a regular fence, like an electric fence.
Yeah, it's behind a sneeze guard, like at fucking Subway, where they keep all the alien documentation. I don't know. It's just fucking buried, guys. Like, you get in there, and there's like a fucking foot thick, pure steel fucking door keeping you from actually seeing. There are aliens. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. There's some alien shit.
Oh, yeah.
At Area 51.
But there's like
For sure, there's some alien
there's
shit
like
at 51. but
8 fingerprint scanners and some retina scanners and everything else and passcodes
Yeah,
and all
you
that to put
guys-
in.
you guys
100,000
aren't gonna
people
get
ain't
in
going to
there.
stop that.
No, and they would have no way of getting in.
And like I said, let's say for some crazy fucking reason, let's say enough people showed up that they actually full-on stormed the fucking place. 2 things. One, there's not going to be, unless there's violence, there's not going to be any kind of shots fired kind of deal because the government's not going to do that. But also, the government has so much time to prep. They know about this. The government uses the internet. They surf the web once in a while. They've seen a Reddit post or two.
Oh, they have AI that does that for them.
That's
and
what I'm
tells-
saying.
And
They know
tells
what's
them
up.
how to handle the
even-
situation.
Even if they think that there's a minute chance that they're going to get stormed, anything we could possibly look for or whatever, they're prepared and it's gone. It's either gone or it's
for sure.
So it's just basically fucking hilarious.
Exactly. I love the memes. I'm here for the fucking memes.
But at the same time, the idea behind it, I think, is in a sense a transparency idea. There should be
Yeah, no, true.
transparency, and I don't think everything should be kept a secret. And I know we've talked about this in podcasts before. Should we know everything? Probably not. But things like this, I think, if there were truly aliens, let us know. It's something simple as that.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm a middle-class working American that really doesn't want to take off work because I want to make money and stuff and I don't want to spend money to go out there, I'd support that cause. Like the whole, as far as the transparency thing, like I do think the government needs to be more transparent. Like if there's aliens, just tell us there's fucking aliens. I realize that's probably a bad idea because it causes like chaos and all this shit, and then you got new religions popping up and all kinds of just crazy shit would go down. But at the same time, information is power. More information to all the people, So
Sure.
I support it, but at the same time, I don't support it enough for me to go out there and do it because I have a job. And
I think this shows that we're one step closer for us showing as a civilization that, hey, we've watched the History Channel quite a bunch. We're ready for aliens now. Everybody's ready for aliens.
That's a good topic. Not a topic, but I never thought of that.
This is a good sign
How
that
many
everybody's...
people are out there still that don't think that there's... How many people are 100%, aliens can't exist? Not that we haven't seen them on Earth. They're like, no, they can't even exist somewhere out in the universe. Aliens aren't real.
There was, so before Trump, before he went to North Korea and then he made that historic trip to North Korea, Tucker Carlson from Fox News actually had a chance to sit down, I think it was in Japan or somewhere, and he did an interview, and Tucker Carlson asked him, he's like, so what's going on basically about aliens and stuff like that? And Trump just watch the video. He kind of, maybe I'll put a link in the description below of how you can find that video, but he's just like, he said no comment, basically. Like, if you had to ask him, it was just weird how he said it. He said he didn't believe in him, but at the same time, he gave a little bit of...
Here's the thing. Do you really think the president's just a person, and a person is flawed, and it's one person?
Yeah.
If there were, let's say...
But he said more than any other president.
Okay,
what I'm saying
but
in
let's
this video.
Let's say that there's 100% a fact that there's aliens at Area 51 and that the government knows about them. This is going to be a select few people, and I doubt it's something they even tell the president. Honestly,
true. And did you guys watch?
That's like a security issue. That's a leak issue.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell the president. The 50 people that know are the only 50 people that fucking know.
Joe Rogan actually had Bob Lazar on his show a couple weeks ago, and this dude's a UFO.
There's a
guru,
Netflix special something about Bob Lazar. I haven't seen it, but I keep seeing it pop up on Netflix.
He had talked about basically he was just this super smart guy, scientist and shit like that, and he had met a connection where he had originally worked at, and then he had left, remade this connection with him. This guy hooked him up. The people who worked at Area 51 had contacted him, asked him if he wanted to work, didn't give him any details. He shows up there, and I think he said the first or second day that he was there at Area 51, they had came up into where there was these massive garages or something like that, and they were
hangars.
Hangars, yeah, and they were all open. And he said that the first thing he saw was a UFO, and he said he walked up as they were walking by, he touched it, and one of the guards was like, "Never touch it again. Don't ever do that again." And he said he had a specific mission, and everyone had their own mission or their own goal, and his goal was to work on this reactor that they had found in one of the alien spaceships, and that's all he knew. He didn't know what the other teams were working on. He only knew what he was working on, and it was basically this anti-gravity mechanism that they were trying to figure out what it was. And I didn't listen to the whole podcast. It was like a 2 or 3 hour podcast, and that was as far as I got into it.
Shit's crazy. I need to fucking watch that one. That sounds very interesting.
It is.
Of course there's fucking technology like that. No, I don't.
The thing is, I also think we're capable of building technology like that. I'm not saying it's not alien. I go back to, and I know I've brought this up so many times, but it's the most valid point. I go back to and I'll make this one short, the B-2 bomber that was in the 60s, and we didn't find out about it until publicly until the 80s. That's 20 years, and that's 20 years back then. 20 years now, the amount that technology increases, it's crazy.
Yeah.
My point is, we can make stuff that right now, humans have the ability, especially the smartest of us, to create things that are unfathomable to our imagination right now.
Agreed.
Okay, I do not think that there is a live fucking alien at Area 51. That's fucking ridiculous. What I do think they probably have, maybe not even at Area 51, but somewhere in the possession of the fucking U.S. government, is probably remnants of like alien DNA, or they fucking picked up a piece of an alien fucking spacecraft, which they've reverse engineered or are attempting to fucking reverse engineer. So there might be like a piece of a fucking actual extraterrestrial fucking alien ship fucking somewhere at Area 51 that they've fucking, like I said, like,
they found in space or found
there's not going to be
somewhere.
a fucking live alien at Area 51. That's pretty fucking far-fetched, but if they got their hands on a fucking piece of alien technology, like, that's probably where it would be. And it's probably...
And you guys make a good point, and more to Johnny's point, in the fact that everyone's known where Area 51 has been for, since the early 1990s now. There's a new Area 51 somewhere where we have no idea where the fuck it is.
That's what I was saying with the whole, when people are, like, going to storm it or whatever, I'm like, you can storm it all you want. It's...
Office files.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's going to be nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it is something, it'll be something fake. It'll be like, yeah, we were working on new batteries.
Precisely.
Like, it'll be something.
And they'll probably just open arms, let them all in, and do a tour of the place and see. Nothing to see here, folks. Someone will live stream it.
Or they won't be able to get in at all. They'll be like, stop.
A million people, man.
Yeah, well, a million people aren't going to fucking show
You're
up,
right.
Paul.
That'd be dope if they did, though.
If the government thought that a million people were going to show up, they would go on ahead and do what you were talking about and do like a video documentary of fucking Area 51 and like bring a camera crew in and then be like, hey, we're going to release this fucking footage, and then everybody's would calm down and
it would be
disperse
made. It would be made up shit. It would be shit that's
if they felt the threat level was fucking
It would be
high.
shit that's just crazy enough to make people like, oh man, this is real. But it wouldn't be aliens shit. They'd be like, oh, this is the stuff we've been working on. This is a new fucking aircraft, and it's fucking crazy, and it uses this new fuel, and like they'd give us something. They'd throw us a bone, that's just crazy enough for people to believe, but that's so much that's not what's actually going on. You know what I mean?
For sure. I know exactly what you mean. Exactly.
I'm just here for the memes.
Yeah, the memes are fucking great.
I haven't seen them yet. I'm excited.
Oh, they're
to
dope.
See.
Oh, bro, I'll
You gotta
send you some, man.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
You gotta just. I mean, you should post a couple up on the podcast during the beginning of this while we were talking about it. Like, just go through, find some images.
I'm going to, and I'm pretty sure we can do it as long as they're like 3 or 4 seconds each. I'll have to double check.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like videos; they're just images.
For
Throw
sure.
an image up for a couple seconds.
Yeah, man. That's all I really got on that.
Dude, that mic hates you, bro.
I know.
It's a struggle every time.
It's because you haven't used it enough. That's what.
I'm literally,
That
if I
doesn't
felt
make
like,
any fucking sense.
Maybe I'll buy a weight for you, and I'll put a weight like right on it.
Yeah,
if this podcast ever gets like huge, like super huge, I'm literally gonna go back through. It's gonna be a waste of time, but it'll be hilarious. Go back through and watch all the old videos, and every time it does that, I'm just gonna edit that all together into 1 hour long thing of Jesse fucking with his mic over the series. It's like a highlight reel of just Jesse fucking with that mic.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That book weighs nothing, but does it help?
Yes.
It does.
I mean, hey,
Yes,
it
it did.
did it.
The dictionary.
I just need to weight it down.
Motherfucking dictionary.
In fact, the farther I bring it in, it's going to help. We need to not talk about how I'm trying to fix my mic right now.
So we were thinking about other things that we could talk about. And there's so many different things in the world that are happening right now. So many important things that we've shed light on in the past. And we're currently running out of topics / I'm just kidding. There are a million topics to talk about.
More than that.
What was the thing you had written down that we were gonna?
Well, I think that we kind of wanted to shed light, and we don't really do a lot of sports, and not that we're going to get into sports, but something that means something to a lot of people out there is the fact that college players don't get paid money.
Yeah, you don't even have to think of that as a sports topic. I mean, it is a sports topic, but it's just a general, like, people working topic.
Exactly.
Jesse knows the
Yeah.
most about this, so I'm gonna let him.
Do I
lead
know the
off on
most
this.
about this? I don't think I know the most about this.
Should
I guarantee
college
Paul probably holds a little bit more weight to this topic than I do.
I would say it's just probably right around the same, but should athletes in college, collegiate level, and we're not just football, but baseball, basketball, hockey, track and field, should they get paid?
Yes.
Or should they be
I
able to
think-
do videos, commercials, endorsements?
Well, the big question is the institution taking advantage of the individual on this level? Obviously, whenever you talk about our education system, I mean, a lot of people would probably be like, yeah, institutions take advantage of people, but just to narrow the topic to sports athletes, like, is just getting a full ride scholarship, so I guess you would have to do some numbers comparison on that. Like, what is, you pay like a starter, like a KU starter, you basically give him a free 4 years to go to the school, and then the amount of money that the institution makes off him is that unbalanced. So if, I don't know how much it costs to go to KU for 4 years, but I'm assuming that's got to be like $100,000.
I would say roughly
Yeah.
like 80, like 20 a year.
Yeah,
That's just
so,
throwing out numbers, though. I don't
so
actually.
let's just, so 80, didn't Carrie Ann go to KU?
She did for half a semester. It was like $15K in debt, maybe 20. So 20, 40. It's like $120,000 for 4 years.
Let's just say $100,000. Let's just roundabout way.
No, it was definitely $15K for half a semester.
Yeah, that's a lot. So let's just say it's $100,000. So you give a very talented sports player to come and play for your institution
for 4 years.
for 4 years. You give them, that's $25,000 a year. They probably make a lot more money.
Oh, yeah.
now that I'm hearing that number, yeah, that institution probably needs to compensate that player a little bit farther than just going to the school and playing for that team, because that
or
just,
or
right,
if you
that
don't,
just
or if
seems
you
a little
don't pay them,
unfair.
allow them to do paid sponsorships and stuff like that.
Oh, that's another thing that's fucking ridiculous, which is causing a lot of controversy.
I
too,
get that you
because
can't-
that still is happening.
No, but I mean, it comes back on the school too, though. Like, you can't do the school should have a little bit of a say in what kind of sponsorships they do, because it is their team. You know what I mean? So they don't want, if they don't want someone sponsoring like guns or something, then they don't want someone sponsoring guns. So you can't do that.
Well, yeah, that's pretty simple, and you wouldn't want to
But they
damage
should
your
still be-
career either.
yeah.
But Nike should be able to come in and sponsor. See, I would even be okay with that. I feel like
Well,
that
I
would
think- I think-
level the playing field a little bit too.
It would, and I think they do get like jerseys and equipment and stuff like that from Nike, Adidas, or Champion Sports or whatever.
Well, yeah, they're trying to fucking
Yeah, but so
You
just
know?
to shed some light, 231 Division I schools with data available generated a total of $9.15 billion in revenue during the 2015 fiscal year. But while there are 24 schools that make more than $100 million a year, most make much less. Of the 231 schools, 76% make less than $50 million in athletics revenue. $50 million is still a lot of money.
That's still a lot of money.
And that's just from sports. It's not from their art program or, their speech and debate or whatever, what have you.
Or they're just in general profit
Exactly.
that they get just
which
from.
is probably what it ends up coming down to.
And that was
is just their general
2015. It's
profit.
gotten way more expensive the past 4 years just to go to school. So
School, man, just makes me mad because I'm like, all this extra money could just be going to help with other people's tuition. Like, why is tuition got to be so goddamn much? Why does it cost so much to get an education?
yeah,
It's a joke. It's ridiculous. I'm cool with it costing money. I realize it costs money to do shit, but like, damn, this class I'm going to can't just cost $1,000.
So should colleges have salary caps for their players
and
too?
that's another good point that you bring up. Maybe they should, especially
So within their division, they would have a salary cap. Just
Yeah.
like
for the big divisions,
You know?
like the Big 12 or the SEC, stuff like that. Yeah, they should. There should be some sort of salary cap, and maybe they still do. I mean, someone's taking some of that money. You think all that money is going to the schools? No, there's the CEO of the school or the president or, the organization. They're putting in a lot of that. I'm taking in a lot of that money. They're living
they're able to
beautiful
get
lives.
they're able to get away with it because these players know that if they do just like decent throughout their college career, they're going to get drafted in the fucking NBA and then make their money there.
Yeah.
So they get free school and then get taken advantage of by the collegiate institution but then they get paid a shit ton of money by an NBA team. So that's where they're planning on making their money. So that's why these college institutions are able to get away with it. And like, I don't know. Maybe do you think if they redirected that money maybe and like
I don't think
made school cheaper for everybody else, be like, hey, look at all the revenue that we brought in. We're able to drop everybody's fucking tuition.
That'd be dope,
like
right?
That would be a good idea.
15% because we just got this big name that we just drafted, gave him a fucking full ride, and so many people are going to watch this number one player in the nation play here that everybody, it's going to be cheaper for everybody who's already going to school here. They don't do that shit.
No,
that's the difference. There's some wonky.
I'm curious to where
some
all the
wonky shit.
I'm curious to where all the money's going to of that $9.15 billion. And some of the teams will build bigger stadiums, better stadiums, all that good stuff. But
that's just reinvesting in.
Yeah,
that's when you spend money on advertising and a bigger stadium and all this different stuff. That's literally reinvesting so that you can make more money in the future off of. That's what that's for.
Yeah, and they're not the ones doing it, and ultimately
that's not so. They're not like, oh, this is so that our students can enjoy a better game, and we want them to have a bigger stadium so that they can. No, that's all fucking. That's money. It's all money.
It is, and a lot of these players. Some of them come from impoverished lives and stuff like that. So if they could make some sort of money and if there were some sort of salary cap like you talked about, Jesse, it's going to help their family. And we're not talking like they should be making millions of dollars at all in any way, shape, or form. I don't know how they would break down what these players got when it comes to salary, but any amount of money goes a long way. And a lot of these kids that are getting in trouble for taking money or taking endorsements, it's because they are a poor family and they need the money. So they're going to do that illegal thing so they can help their family.
Yeah, if someone comes up and offers them like, yo, if you do this endorsement, whatever that you're not legally supposed to do or whatnot, we're going to give you this money. They're like, yeah, you mean I can help my mom and dad? Like
what players from KU had to deal with this? Because it was KU was the most recent one.
It's a lot of different. The big scandal was this dude out of California who made some fake website, and he had hundreds of people signing up for this, and he was making millions of dollars. He's getting arrested for it. I forget his name, but
making a website for what? I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, no, I'm completely confused by what you just said.
He would recruit people through a website, I would have to look it up, man. Sorry, I'm not gonna go into that because I don't know off the top of my head enough factual.
But basically, there is a lot of really talented athletes that will go and play for a college, and the college will be kind of hand in hand with a sponsor like Adidas or Nike or Under Armour or fucking whatever. The college will kind of be buddy with a sponsorship.
That's what KU did with Adidas,
and they'll be like,
right?
so we're gonna get a good deal out of this. So we're gonna recruit this guy to our program. We're gonna allow you to go under the table and pay this guy X amount of money. As long as he has loyalty to your brand after he leaves here, he's going to get with Adidas or whatever. So it works both ways for both parties, the sponsorship and the college. But it's obviously fucking illegal. You shouldn't.
Why not just put all that above board, though?
Exactly.
Yeah.
To the player, and it should have nothing to do with the college. The college shouldn't be able to have the kind of power to be able to go and talk to a sponsor and be like, hey, you're going to give this guy super shady money under the table to come and play for us, and then whenever he graduates from here and he gets signed to an NBA team, now he's going to already be indebted to you to sign up with Adidas or whatever, because this is like the shit that you were given in the beginning. It should all be it should be done up front. They should definitely be able to have sponsorships while they're in college. That should be fucking basic, right? Like what's the morality? What's the negative moral to having a college athlete on a fucking team be sponsored and be paid money to wear fucking Adidas shoes whenever they play basketball?
Because whenever this first was established, they found a way to make an absurd amount of money and not pay anyone for it, and they are not going to let that go at any cost. Look, dude, they've been doing this.
But the sponsorship thing doesn't change anything.
I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. Just sponsorships.
True,
how is sponsorships just going into the individual's pocket?
No, I agree with that.
And then they have to uphold the moral code, but the company that's sponsoring them wants them to uphold. They don't get into trouble. All this.
If they let them
there's nothing wrong with that.
If they let them have sponsored, then what's next for them is like, hey, we got to pay these athletes. So they don't want to give any wiggle room.
So you think that's a net step? They're like, hey, the sponsor's paying me, but because you have to play X amount of years in the NBA before the X amount of years in college basketball before you can go into the NBA, which is what? How many years? You have to
2 years.
Just 2 years?
Yeah.
So the fuck, you get the 2 years out of the way, you get the sponsorships paid. You have to now. You're more obligated to play better because if you play shitty and don't make it into the NBA,
Your sponsorships are gone.
Yeah,
But
your
either way,
sponsorships get scratched, and you probably end up owing them money if you end up spending too much money. It'll be
Yeah, you're
very
not gonna-
contractual. I mean, I don't know. I don't see an issue with this. You need to give them
something.
because they're bringing value to the marketplace because people want to watch them play basketball, and they are being taken advantage of by just getting $100,000 worth of free. It's probably going to end up being more than that.
This comes down to fucking schools just being shitty. Colleges are.
Yeah, they are shitty.
It's the NCAA's who is shitty.
Yeah, the NCAA is trash.
Yeah.
Fuck the NCAA. They need to fire everybody in the fucking NCAA and create a new.
They're making money off the hard sweat and work from young 18-year-old women and men that work extremely hard, and not only do they have to work hard in the sport that they're playing because they have a scholarship for that sport, or you have a walk-on or someone who has a half ride and they're still paying for college, but they're making money off that hard work, and they still have to go to school. They still have to do a minimum of 12 to 14 or 16 hours, still study, still make decent grades, so they stay in college.
They probably
that's probably skewed and a lot easier
they probably
for them.
skew those for those players.
Well, and you think that, and Missouri's a perfect example of a school that got caught doing it, and they have they have probation from the NCAA to where they can't compete in a bowl game next year.
But that happens everywhere.
Exactly, but someone's eventually going to find out. Just like if you're getting paid under the table as an athlete in college, it comes out one way or another.
But Kansas fucking KU gets caught fucking being buddy with, I'm pretty sure it was fucking Adidas with a fucking player.
That's the thing I don't
where
get.
they were paying him under the fucking table
it
to fucking
was
come
Adidas.
to KU. But that wasn't like, so you have a tutor helping somebody out on a little bit of a dismoral level,
No,
and you can't go to a fucking bowl game?
In Missouri,
so then you have KU literally?
In Missouri, they were doing tests for people.
Okay. The MU thing is that it was a tutor or whatever who took the test or turned in homework, whatever it was, did an assignment for 5 players. And basically, whatever you want to call that, not copied, not whatever. Basically did the work for the 5 players. Did the test for him, did the assignment, whatever. And then plagiarism is what I was going for. Anyways, did the work for the 5 players so that they could get their A or whatever and stay on the team and all this different stuff. And then MU, I can't remember the penalties they got from the NCAA, but it was some hardcore shit. And on the other hand, you have it come out that KU has apparently, over the past 10 years, been getting this buddy thing with Adidas so that they can get the best players, and all these players are it wasn't just one guy, it was a lot of players being paid under the table from Adidas for these sponsorship things and whatnot so that they could get the best players. And they got something, but whatever they got was way less hardcore than what MU got.
That's my whole point.
With.
So KU gets caught fucking basically paying for championships over the past 10 years.
That's what it was, yeah.
And they get nothing compared to what fucking MU, which this is going to sound biased because I'm pretty sure everybody everybody here rocks the black and gold when it comes to who they support.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm pretty unbiased on this because I don't give a shit about college ball. I never have.
I just yeah. So outside of that, but I mean, you look at some shit like that, and that's like super fucked. What KU has done.
So another good question about this topic is, if you're going to pay college athletes, what's to say that high school players don't get paid money?
Nobody fucking pays money to go see high school games.
There are plenty of high school games that happen within the nation that sell out 20,000 people.
Do you watch a lot of televised high school games?
Yeah, no, that's not.
No, but what's to say that if you?
I'd like to see the amount of money that high school ball makes compared to college ball.
You don't pay. First of all, you don't pay to go to.
You don't more.
Only taxpayer dollars. What? Taxpayer dollars pay for high school. You're paying your own money to go to this institution. Like they're privately owned, as to where high schools are not privately owned.
People don't go to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch a high school game. They go there to watch stuff on the SEC network. And I mean, you're going.
Not if they go to state and shit. If they go to state, they televise like state games and shit like that. But that's not. Okay, high school is way different. I don't think that the high school level needs to be as far as the comparison to the collegiate level as far as the fuckery that those institutions are doing. Because I don't think high school institutions aren't fucking kids over on a monetary level.
True. And the other thing is I'm still saying that college is way bigger in the sense that you have people out there that watch NCAA games and are more interested in it than the NFL. they give more of their time as far as for entertainment value. They enjoy watching the NCAA games way more than
especially in the South where
the
they don't
NFL
have any professional
or
teams.
the NBA
Exactly.
or any of that stuff. So they're going to Buffalo Wild Wings. They're going out to the sports bars and stuff and paying money and doing all this, so on and so forth. You don't have that for fucking high school.
In Texas, you do, and there's a lot of big football states. It's not every state. What I'm saying, there are probably a handful of states that are extremely hardcore into football, and I know Texas is one of those. Hardcore.
Yeah. I just don't think on that level it needs to be worried about.
So
if there is some fuckery, it's very small in my opinion. The big fuckery is happening on the collegiate
that's what
level.
I'm saying, though, is if you pay these college athletes, it's going to trickle down into high school. What's to say they shouldn't get paid sponsorships in high school?
There's also, you run into the problem there with them not being 18 yet. Yes, you've got some seniors who are 18, but anything under 18, you run into a lot of legal issues with parents.
What parent's going to care if their kid can get a paid sponsorship? If you're the number one recruit quarterback,
they should be able to get
in the nation.
If Nike's willing to sponsor a quarterback that's a fucking junior in fucking high school, which is
let them do it.
Ridiculous. Nike would never do that
if they were allowed
because
to.
they don't have the
they
fucking
would?
following. Maybe they'll send him a fucking pair of free shoes and consider him fucking sponsored. They will not be giving him cash. That's not.
So you're saying that you think it should be allowed to have a 17, like let's say the number one recruit
Why
quarterback,
not?
he could be on a nationwide television commercial of him playing football.
Be good at your sport and don't do any shitty, unmoral shit. Wear our shoes. We'll give you something. Why not?
Is that spotlight too high for someone who's 17 years old? Can he handle that sort of?
Nike giving him fucking free shoes?
No, I'm saying
he's a high school quarterback. He's already the cockiest motherfucker on the planet. I don't know if you ever met a high school quarterback in high school. They literally think that they're the shit.
Put him
They're
on
like, why isn't Nike fucking calling me up yet? Fucking Ray Peck fucking starting quarterback right now.
You put him on
some cocky ass motherfuckers, man. Those starting high school quarterbacks. Nothing in life has dropped them down a peg yet.
If you put him on television nationwide, and he's in a commercial, I think that's too much for someone who's 17 years old.
You could say that for someone who's in college, though. Man, I know some 30-year-olds who couldn't handle that shit.
True.
That all comes down to the individual and the fucking parents, and if they want to allow that. And going by that logic, man, you can be like, what? Fucking little baby beauty pageants shouldn't fucking exist.
Well, I mean, that's a different scale, though. I mean, that's a whole bunch of
those
people
are completely fucked, by the way. The
Yeah,
fact that those aren't outlawed.
I know, right?
Let's all just get that one out of the way real quick. We don't need to do 30 minutes on children's pageants.
We can't go back and forth here.
Those should have been illegal years ago.
We can't go back and forth here drawing fucking lines in the sand on shit. Like, if you want to, I mean, yeah, like Jesse said, it's not going to happen. But if Nike wants to take their time and money and be like, yo, this high school quarterback is so fucking good, wear our stuff, and we think we're going to make money off of you by you wearing this because you've got that much of a following. Your fucking Instagram's just the tits.
If Nike gave you fucking $100 a month to fucking they'd send you all Nike clothes. They'd be like, hey, here's $100 a month. We're going to send you all Nike clothes. You just can't wear any other brand.
You can't wear Adidas.
If we catch you wearing another brand, we're going to cut your sponsorship off. You'd be wearing Nike for the rest of your goddamn life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For $100 a month, man,
So
you'd be doing that shit.
I think we're all in agreement.
That's not a big deal.
I think we all agree that
Dude, I'd do that if they just sent me free fucking clothes all the time.
Literally, I would just...
You don't even got to pay me $100 a month. Just send me free
way.
clothes all the time. I'll never wear another brand. I don't give a fuck.
I will never wear another sports brand ever. I'll be Nike loyal, Under Armour loyal.
You're giving me the clothes. I don't give a shit.
I will wear the fuck out of them. You've just reduced an expense for me.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, man. I think that's about it when it comes to that. I'm in agreement. I think they should get paid, but I think it's going to turn other avenues in different directions.
I mean, no matter how they do it, whether it's pay or sponsorships or what, I just think that by making stuff a lot more above board or above the water, or however you want to put it, transparent, make everything more transparent, and you run into less of these fucking issues.
Very true.
And fuck the NCAA.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the NCAA.
Yeah.
And
let the schools determine it.
Because that's the real problem is the NCAA.
Yeah, someone's making money living in a big house or with multiple houses.
For some doing what?
Nothing.
What do? They make rules that everybody has to fucking follow?
They're tossing a lot of salads, man. That's what they're doing.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Fuck the NCAA.
Fuck them, man.
And on the collegiate level, some shit needs to be fixed too, but especially fuck the NCAA. And you know who needs to be fucked more than the NCAA? People who organize and make sure that children's pageants fucking go down. Ever since you brought that up, I'm just heated about that.
Right?
It's awful.
It's terrible.
Children's pageants are the fucking...
what's so wrong about it? kids like to fucking chill and wear nice clothes.
Dude,
and
the pressure those fucking kids are put under is ridiculous. This is basically fucking...
So hold on. We were outside and we had a good conversation before we did the podcast. I'm smoking a cigarette. And we say a lot of things that happen when we're young
influence the rest of your life.
Exactly.
And stuff.
So what's wrong with pressure when you're young?
It's a different kind of... You're talking...
Physical...
moms are out there living vicariously through their daughters, being like, you're successful, so I'm successful. And they put them under some fucking shit in these fucking pageants and shit. Objectifying them and all this different stuff. What?
Oh my god. There is some shit that you...
I couldn't tell if that was like a laugh or like a cringe.
No, what's that whole thing that you say philosophically that you never say everyone? You know what I'm talking about? That you can't be like, everybody's X. Because you'd be like, oh, there's no way everybody could be X. I'm going to fucking say this. Every fucking person, every parent that puts their, like, 7-year-old daughter into a fucking pageant, every one of them is a piece of fucking shit.
Unless, I mean, if the kid specifically
they
asks
have
for
mental
that.
problems.
True,
they have
true.
mental problems.
If the
they're
kid-
living vicariously. You do not fucking...
If the kid says, hey, I want to be in this pageant, then you do the fucking pageant for your kid. And when they're done...
None of them want to be in pageants. They have to be influenced to go
You
into
don't
pageants.
know. I'm saying
Yeah,
that
you
they
don't
could
know that.
they could
Kids
see
just
it.
want to watch TV and fucking
Jesse.
eat fucking Fruit
Jesse.
Loops and shit.
Jesse, you literally just said you couldn't say everyone. There's probably a kid out there who sees one of these things. They see some other girl doing it or whatever, and they're like, oh, I want to try this. And then they try it, and if they like it, they keep doing it.
And then if you're a good parent, you tell that little girl, hey, you are not defined by how other individuals other individuals do not give you value. You give yourself value. You don't give a fuck how other people judge you. You just be you. And
Yeah,
that's,
you also
that's
do
that.
what- you also do
because that's what
whatever-
you're fucking doing. You're putting shit on this little girl that's being like, hey, I need to spend the rest of my life based upon what other people fucking perceive me as. And that is fucking shit.
All I'm
That
saying,
is
if your
shit.
kid wants to do something,
That is
you're not going to
fucking
let
shit.
them... Like, if your kid wants to, like...
Everybody's seen Honey Boo Boo. You want your fucking little Honey Boo Boo fucking child running around? It's fucking awful. South Park episode was fucking great, but it pisses me off.
I disagree
thinking
with you,
about
man.
Fucking child pageants.
And not to the point where you talk about an intense amount of pressure on someone who's 7 years old. And the parent living vicariously through a kid at that point, I completely disagree with that. But is there a place?
You disagree with?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're saying... Okay, I got you.
I disagree.
got you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not for that. Sorry, I could have worded that better. But to say that there shouldn't be beauty pageants for 7-year-old kids or 8 or 9-year-old kids, I disagree with that. I think there's a place for it. If parents are making money on it, then obviously there might be something wrong with that. Maybe you set up some sort of scholarship funds for those kids.
I say 90%.
What the fuck? How can you know there are male judges that fucking do that shit?
That's weird.
How would
Which is
you
weird.
how would you feel
So weird.
comfortable? How would you feel comfortable being a male judge
You're
in
right.
a fucking 7-year-old's fucking beauty pageant?
Because- okay.
You should be arrested
Hold
on the
hold
fucking spot.
Hold on.
I'm sorry,
Jesse,
Yeah,
Jesse,
sorry.
you will have kids one day, and you will understand. Okay, so just because, and I'm not saying I'm going to be a judge for a beauty pageant or anything like that, but if I were to sit down and be a judge for a beauty pageant, and there were 7-year-olds, I think I could I could do that. And I don't
give them all
'cause-
10s. You'd be
'cause
like, hey,
Paul's
guess
not
what?
fucked in
Everybody
the head.
wins.
That's true.
If
You're
you're a
right,
good
you're
human
right.
being,
I'm trying to think of a way around this, and you're right. There's not a way around.
if
it.
you're a good human
But
being
life
and
isn't fair,
you're a
Jesse.
judge, you go,
Life
guess what?
isn't fair.
All these little girls are fucking perfect. Everybody wins. Everybody gets a trophy. Go and eat fucking Fruit Loops and watch
You're right.
Adventure Time in front of the TV.
It's true.
Which is what you should be doing right now.
It's-
Instead of prancing around in your fucking makeup, you're
That's
and
true, but life is
parading.
Not fair. It's
It's how you
weird.
it's how you get strippers. It's how you fucking get strippers. Goddamn
Thank
it.
God for
Which-
beauty
They're
pageants.
necessary. They're necessary. They're a
That is-
necessary part of society. Strippers are. Don't get me wrong. There is a demand there. There is a demand
so-
for strippers, but that's not. It's still not good.
I mean, you
Fuck
could,
beauty pageants.
You could think that, and maybe there are some guys there that are doing it, but unfortunately, it's a thing that's happening right now, right? And what is it going to change? No, it's always going to be there. There's a marketplace for it, and it's happening. And I would just hope to God that any male or female that were a part of these beauty pageants weren't abusing what they were doing as being a judge. Now, is that the case all the time? Probably not, but there's probably a good percentage of people who are judging it fairly, and should they be judged and say, oh, you're
Judge them fairly.
No, what I'm saying is, yes, all these kids are perfect in that aspect. But what I'm saying, it's a beauty pageant. There's nothing saying that kid isn't beautiful. All kids are beautiful.
No, there is. If
You-
you
you
put them,
don't
if
see-
you rate them
you
a
don't-
7 out of 10,
You don't see all the
you're
issues.
saying they're
that
less
stem from
beautiful
this.
than a 10 out of 10.
No, or not to you directly, but to everybody who does beauty pageants, you don't see all the fucking harm that comes out of little girls being put in beauty pageants.
I still go back to the
all
whole
the negative shit that
if
comes
the
out
kid,
of that.
If the kid wants to, like, Jesse, let's say you have a daughter. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
And your daughter sees something, she's like, hey, I want to try modeling. You let her model because she's your daughter, and as soon as she's not having fun with it, you say, okay, you don't have to do it anymore. The problem comes when you have the parents who are like, no, you're getting fat. You need to
Exactly.
eat. To the 7-year-old, hey,
Of course.
you need to eat less because we need you to get this modeling gig because this, and this. That's when you run into fucking problems.
Of course.
Which I would say is 90% of it. I don't know. That's just a number I threw out. But that's 90% of the pageants is the moms living vicariously through their kids and so on and so forth.
If my daughter came to me and somehow watched a pageant on fucking TV with little
reason.
fucking girls, and the fact that I hope they're not fucking televised, they're fucking, it's an evil fucking thing. But if she came to me and was like, I want to be in a pageant, Daddy, I would have a very serious conversation with her about how, because you do have to have some guiding fucking light. I would not let my daughter be in a fucking pageant. I'm like, I'm sorry, there are so many more outlets. I'm not going to allow you to have this thing to where you get your validation from other people judging you, and it's such early on. I'm be like,
That's a fair point.
Is that not what life is about, though? Is validation?
I wouldn't let her do
No,
it.
it shouldn't be from.
I wouldn't let her do it.
That's our society. No matter what you do, it's validation from other people. If you get a job, sorry, I started there a little bit, but if you get a job that pays $100,000 or $150,000, $200,000, can you work hard towards that? Yeah, maybe. But a lot of that is going to require validation from other people, and you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do. And I'm not talking about sexually. It could be anything. You're going to have to do things you don't want to do that could hurt other people's feelings. That's just the world we live in, man.
Yeah, that's way different than a fucking beauty pageant, though.
You're right. And should kids be exposed to that? I think that's really the question. But to Johnny's point, if your 7-year-old daughter wants to be part of a beauty pageant, how could you tell a 7-year-old no? That's what she wants to do.
Easy, like
never,
this.
Never crush their dreams, Jesse. Never crush their dreams. Why is it if your daughter ended it?
I'm not saying you should let them do whatever you want, Jesse. By any means, you should not let them do whatever you want.
No, you don't let them do whatever they want. There's some shit
That's
where
what I'm
like,
saying.
hey,
I'm saying you
don't
don't
have
let
the
them-
wisdom yet. You don't have the wisdom
Hey.
yet to realize that this is a poisoning thing. I'm sorry, even though you might hate me for a year, you cannot do this. You can't get the pony. We live in a quadplex and we live upstairs. Where am I going to put the pony?
Never tell your child no when it comes to her dreams, man.
No,
Ever.
you can.
She
you can
dreams
say,
of a
you
fucking
can,
pony
you
every
can say
night.
no. You're allowed to say no. I agree with Jesse on that factor. I'm just
There's
saying
some
there's
shit
some
you
things.
can
more-
definitely say no to.
The more you say no to your child, the more that they're going to take that into their
If
adulthood.
she's 18 and still has a dream of being in pageants, well, you're now go do pageants, and I will be there and I will support the fuck out of you. At 18, whenever you're not living under my fucking roof, but not when you're a 7-year-old girl going, oh, I want to be pretty like that. You can be pretty, dress up at the house, run around, throw glitter everywhere, do whatever the fuck you want. You will not be judged by other individuals and then be crying because you.
I will
aren't
not
good
let
enough.
my daughter throw glitter
That's
everywhere.
fuck-
That's
no,
insane.
I know you won't.
yeah.
Nobody should let their
I,
beauty pageants throwing glitter everywhere. Two no's.
things. No.
that's it, dude. Maybe this is a trending topic. Is exactly what we're talking about. We just need to make it happen. So maybe this is the podcast that makes it happen. Probably not.
In beauty pageants in general. Just in general. First of all, who gives a shit?
A
Does
lot
anybody
of people-
actually watch like Miss America or
gives a
Miss
shit?
fucking Connecticut or whatever?
No.
I
A lot of people
understand.
do, but
I have a lot of respect for, I know it doesn't look like it, but I have a lot of fucking respect for bodybuilders because it takes a very dedicated every minute of every day to getting ready for a competition. A lot of people fucking find it ridiculous.
Probably does
that's
the
their
same
own
thing for beauty pageants
I
on
agree.
a high scale level. I'm not talking about like 7-year-olds. I'm talking about like the Miss America and
But
shit like that.
the difference is, for bodybuilding, you're not being judged on personality. You're being judged on symmetry, physique, posing, all of these other things. It's not about like personality and shit.
you just say physique.
They're getting down
Physique.
to like physical like muscle structure.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. real
Symmetry.
quick. So you're down for your, let's say you're 7 or 8.
I know this is gonna sound ridiculous.
Hold on. So let's say you're 10-year-old.
I know I brought up a lot of room for
Let's say
argument.
you have a boy or even a girl, a 10-year-old, and they want to join a bodybuilding club and they want to be a part of that and be in a competition.
Absolutely, they can do that.
How is that any different? How is that any different in any way, shape, or form? What about kids who are overweight, Jesse?
First of all, little kids
What about that
can't
kid?
be in bodybuilding competitions.
So what do you? I'm just saying, if that were the case, you said you'd be
So
for it.
they would have to be old enough to have the hormones to
I-
be able to develop the muscle to be in a bodybuilding competition,
I almost
which
promise
I
you
would see
there's-
perfectly fine.
I bet you there. I guarantee you, there's a bodybuilding competition for kids who are 10 years old. I bet you there
No,
are.
then look it up. I guarantee there's not.
I will. I'll look it up and I'll show you.
Okay, go on ahead and find that.
But you're cool
It'll
with it.
Probably
you're
be in
cool with
Russia.
it. You're cool with it.
For kids, no, not for kids. But there's not bodybuilding for fucking kids.
If there was,
but I'm establishing the fucking. Yeah, that's and there's.
If there was,
I don't want to go down that road.
If there was, you said you'd be okay with it though.
Yeah, and yes, which
Johnny,
I probably shouldn't even have fucking brought it up.
But Johnny, do you see any difference in that? I'm just curious.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Priest. I have a lot of fucking bodybuilders that I fucking. It's not like I fucking watch the Arnold Classic or fucking. You know,
there's a slight difference in it,
Mr.
Paul,
Universe,
as to where pageants and I guess they're all called pageants, right? I'm thinking like the Miss America and all that shit. That's a pageant, right?
Yeah, it's a pageant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are a type of like popularity contest as to where what Jesse's saying, the bodybuilding is very much a
who dieted the most.
You're doing a muscle structure thing here, like,
which I know sounds ridiculous to a lot of people.
I've heard that those muscle competitions can be popularity contests as well.
Everything can be a popularity contest.
It is. No, I'm going to be honest with you. It really is a popularity contest. There's been plenty of times where Kai Green, I felt like, I mean, he fucking better, but then you had Phil Heath fucking come in and fucking win. But you're right. Everything's a popularity contest.
That's everything in life in general, though.
Look at the fucking Patriots, man. Goddamn popularity contest. Everybody loves fucking Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Fuck
anyone
Brady.
see? I know Jesse saw it. I sent it to him. Johnny, did you see the throw Patrick Mahomes did?
Which?
The one where
that shit blew my mind. He threw it out of the stadium.
Out of the stadium.
No, I have not seen that. I really want you to send that to me.
Dude,
out of the fucking stadium.
Out of the stadium. Okay.
I had to rewatch it like 3 times. I was like, this had to have been edited. This had to have been some fucking forgery. He's in the end zone. Maybe a little farther, maybe even a little deeper. Like closer to like the first row. But literally throws the ball out of fucking Arrowhead.
I'm gonna watch this. You guys keep doing your thing.
Motherfucker throws the ball out of a stadium.
Do you know how it started though?
No.
I guess Odell Beckham, he was like in practice a couple weeks or a week ago or a few days or whatever. He throws the ball like 70 yards or 75 yards or something like that, or maybe 80. I don't know. I haven't read the story. It's just what I heard.
Who gives a shit? He's a receiver.
And he like called out like Patty Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and like Russell and all that, and that's what Patrick Mahomes did. That's
pretty nuts, though.
Yeah, that's what he did. So that was his rebuttal. So Colin made a good point, and he had said Monday Night Football, what happens if fucking Patrick Mahomes scores a touchdown, runs up to the stands, and just launches the ball
over the stadium,
dude, against the Green Bay Packers, against Aaron Rodgers. How dope would that be?
As a Packers fan, a little less dope, but I'm a Chiefs fan as well.
You can't do that because what happens? You throw
it's a 15-yard penalty, bro. He ain't gonna care. Patty's not gonna do it.
It's not about the penalty. It's not about the penalty. You can't be throwing the ball that hard.
Yeah.
You fucking do some shit to your shoulder. You can't be throwing. You need to conserve that.
Not as a celebration.
Yeah, you need to conserve that kind of effort.
He didn't just do that once. There were multiple balls if you look at the video.
God, that's still, he shouldn't be doing it that much. I feel like he shouldn't be throwing it that much.
I'm so scared. Keep yourself pure, Patty Mahomes.
He's our future, bro. I just don't want to see anything happen to the guy.
He'll be fine, dude. What's wrong with him?
I'm like that overprotective parent with Patty Mahomes. I'm like, dude.
Patty Mahomes, you should not be in a beauty pageant.
Just don't hurt your shoulder, man.
Jesse will not let Patty Mahomes participate in a beauty pageant.
No, God, not a chance.
He's our fucking goddamn future. I just don't want to see him doing stupid shit that puts his rotator cuff in danger.
I'm so excited for this season.
Which apparently
he's already doing.
Yeah, but next season's gonna stress me out. This isn't a sports podcast, so I don't want to go down that road.
We're getting close though. We're getting very close.
I need another beer.
Yeah, grab me one if you don't mind. Johnny, are you under the impression?
I'm under lots of impressions.
Like what right now? What kind of impression?
What were you gonna ask?
I don't know, man. Where do you think bugs come from?
What the fuck?
Yeah. Is it
one of those podcasts? All right. Where do bugs come from?
Do you think life was seeded by aliens, or do you think there was a creator who actually created where we are right now? I don't think I've ever asked.
Where did life begin?
Okay. In essence, yes. But do you think it was?
I don't know, man.
Do you think it was?
That's my answer. I'm not that smart.
I'm not asking you for a legitimate answer, nor am I asking you for the right answer. I'm asking you what you believe. Do you think that there was another being, like aliens, that seeded this planet, or do you think it was by natural selection, like the Big Bang or something like that?
Neither. I honestly don't know. It doesn't matter to me And B, I truly believe that none of us are capable of understanding that either way. So I don't have an opinion on the matter. If we're created by aliens, cool. If we were created by a superior being, cool. If it was all just random Big Bang Theory, cool. Like, I don't...
It doesn't matter to you.
It doesn't matter, and I don't know. I'm here now. We're talking a short scale. If I'm fortunate enough to live to be like 90-something years old, that's still like just a fucking drop in the fucking ocean compared to everything else, you know?
You can't enlighten me at all?
I can't. I don't have anything. Where does stuff come from? I don't know. And I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying, if you could just enlighten me, and just if you had to pick one, which one would you lean more towards?
If I absolutely had to pick one, I would flip a coin.
No.
Okay,
No, flipping the
me
coin.
pick one right now.
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. Okay.
Because that show.
Because
Show's
I like
awful.
Yeah, exactly.
People
No,
watch
I'm not
Big
talking
Bang
about the
Theory
show.
here.
What about you, Jay West?
What was the question?
Do you think we were seeded? Do you think Earth was seeded by aliens, or do you think that it was somewhat like a higher being, or do you think it was
Or
the
Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, exactly. Or anything. If you have something new that I haven't heard of, maybe that. I don't know.
Goblins.
I don't have enough intellect to even be able to come
That's
close
what I'm
to
saying.
telling
I'm
you- Hold on. Let me finish. I don't even have the beginning, like drop in the bucket amount of intellect to be able to talk about where we came from. What I can tell you is where I'm pretty sure where we didn't come from, which is all of the religions that are currently on Earth right now. All that's bullshit.
Okay.
Every one of those is fucking bullshit.
Okay.
So I've eliminated those. And all of the other endless infinity and possibilities of where we came from, those are still open. So I've eliminated what, like 3, 5 different options.
Here's the crazy thing, though. What if those religions were based on something they didn't know? So, like, let's say...
And they're misconstrued. And it actually
let's say Christianity. Let's say that, like, God was... let's say God was real, but it was actually just an alien that fucking seeded Earth. But that's how they saw it. So that's what they named God. But it was really just like, you know...
And that's one possibility out of a million, right?
Yeah, that's something that could have happened.
Yeah.
Very
agreed.
interesting. Very interesting.
What if the religions are actually right? They've just got it slightly wrong because we're not capable of understanding. So they're like,
True.
oh, man. You know what I hate? Real quick, I'm going to throw this out there with the bigotry and everything. I have a fucking... I'm trying to remember how he's related to me. He is... I think you call that great uncle? If that's your grandparents' brother?
Dick Cheney's your great uncle?
Yeah, Dick Cheney is my great uncle. No, so I think you call that great uncle. Something like that. I don't fucking know.
So your
Anyways,
dad's uncle or your mom's uncle?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my grandpa's brother.
So that'd be your great
What
great
about
uncle.
him? What about him?
Anyways, whatever. He's one of those people that posts a lot of political posts and bullshit all the time on Facebook. I'm so sick of people being like,
Social warrior, man.
yeah, no,
Good for
some of
him.
the stuff I see on there all the time, and I'm just using him as example. I see something that's like, this should be about God, not about Allah. And I'm like, you realize that those are the exact same fucking thing, right? Allah is literally just the Muslim word for God. Like,
You need to tell him that because that's very
or
true.
not Muslim, sorry, the whatever the I can't think of
The Jewish and the Muslim God are the same God, just different words for him.
Yeah,
Their big issue is where they split off with Abraham.
Allah
And
is
where the-
literally
and
just
where the lineage
what
comes
is what is
through.
the language I'm thinking of? It's
Arabic?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Hebrew?
but it's just the word for God. But I see this shit all the time where they're like, I believe in God, not Allah or whatever. I'm like, it's the same. It's the same fucking thing.
It's the same thing, just...
It's the same thing. There's slightly different variations of storytelling here.
Yeah, that should piss you off.
It does. It drives me
should definitely-
fucking
that should
nuts.
piss everybody off.
Well, there's a different story for both, though. So in people's views, I don't think they're the
Yeah,
same.
but there's different versions of the fucking Bible. You got King James version versus whatever the modern. I don't know.
You're talking
shit
about the
just
hermeneutics
drives
of
me-
things. and
Exactly.
The fact,
That shit
it's
drives
the
me
fact that we
fucking
have
nuts.
different words for different things. Their word for God is Allah. Our word for God is God, obviously. But in the religious sense, it's actually the same God.
Yeah.
Because they still relate back to Abraham, which is the origin of the two religions. And obviously Judaism splits off into Christianity, but the main two actually believe in Abraham, which is where the divide starts. So it's the same.
But either way, it's
God.
the same God. It's
the same God.
It's just
Call him-
Allah is literally just a different word. It's a different language.
know
for
what?
But
God.
it'd be more appropriate if he just said, I'm a Christian, fuck Muslims. Is
Yeah.
basically what he's
Hold on,
trying to
That's
say.
what he's trying to say,
but
but
doesn't know how to say
not
it right.
educated enough
Yeah.
to even be that much of a
Yeah,
bigot.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah, I see.
what we didn't ask Brian.
Have you guys? Oh my God! There's a fucking superimposed image that shows Mike Pence at the fucking. He's like they've got a whole bunch of Mexicans or illegal aliens or whatever in like basically not a penitentiary, but like in a basically it's literally a superimposed image of Hitler at a concentration camp, and it lines up perfectly. Like they put the image of Hitler at a concentration camp over the image of Mike Pence at the border, and like it lines up perfectly. It's just hilarious. I'm just throwing that out there.
There's no such thing as coincidence.
It's got nothing to do with.
That's what the left will tell you.
Left or yeah, whatever. But you know what you didn't ask Brian last week is if all of the hieroglyphics that he's seen, is there a religion within hieroglyphics? Because I would, and I'm sure that the answer is
language. That's just language.
What do you mean is their religion? We know that the Egyptians had a religion. They believe in like Anubis and Ra, the sun god, and all this different stuff.
It's called something specifically. Obviously, they're a polytheistic religion.
I just don't get what Paul's asking. If there's, we found that they have religion back then.
But it's actually called something. We've come up with a word for it.
Well,
I can't think of it.
Is it very similar to what we believe in the Bible? It's kind of what my question is.
Oh, they're very similar. Actually, a lot of religions line up very similarly. That's not a word.
Are we that naive, or is it just something that just keeps passing along to where it's just?
Oh, trust me, we're that naive.
We're that naive, and it keeps getting passed along. Well, and if you go back to the older religions, like before Christianity and stuff, those religions were based on. Religion has always been about explaining something we can't explain. At the heart of it, it's about explaining the unknown, just like science in a way, honestly. But science takes a little more of a mathematical approach to things. But it's always been about explaining something unknown. So back then, it was easy for them to say, Ra is the sun god. He's the one who brings sun. Anubis is the god of death who does this, this, and this. And you have the same thing with Greek mythology and, Norse mythology and all these different things where they're like Jupiter and Mercury and so on and so forth. You've got Thor. He's the god of thunder. He's the one who brings lightning down. Because how can we explain how lightning works? And as we get older and time progresses, we now know that lightning is static electricity, basically on a larger scale. We understand how it works.
That there's not some white guy
so we
with
don't
a
worship
six-pack up there just throwing lightning bolts.
We're not like Chris Hemsworth.
We're pretty sure we've eliminated
Chris Hemsworth, thank you for the fucking lightning. We understand what static electricity is now. And I feel that in time, we'll progress past the religions that we have now. Religion will always be a thing, but it'll always be updated, which is to me why religion is such a joke, kind of.
Thank you.
Honestly. And religion's done a lot of good. It's done a lot of bad. Oh, my God. The amount of wars that have been fought over religion.
For as much of as a joke religion is, okay, to you guys, at the same time...
Oh, it helps a lot of people, too. I get that. Religion helped my dad immensely. Yeah. Religion saved my dad's life. I get that.
I'm not even trying to go down that road, like the opposite road right here. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. What I'm saying is it's more plausible, in my opinion, that there is a creator that created us, and it's insanely improbable that it was just a Big Bang, because we all know that the Big Bang is just a theory.
True.
And it was a theory from a person, and that's one of the ideas of the millions of ideas that are out there that are possible, like you said, Jesse. So the chances of this possibility being correct, or this theory, are very slim to none, and a lot of people are hanging on to it right now. A lot of people in our culture, a lot of people within the scientific community are holding this to be true when it's not.
I think it's one of the most credible.
But okay, you can say it's credible or whatever you want, but there's still millions of.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's right.
What I'm saying is just for one person or a group of scientists to come across how the universe or the origins began of.
They're not saying it's right either, though. They're saying it's a theory.
It's highly improbable that they could find that. Exactly. But what I'm saying is you like the idea. You like the Big Bang.
I do, and I'm going to try to defend it for it. And I'm going to attempt to defend it really quick. Okay. We are living in a universe, right?
Right.
You could debate on a lot of stuff about the universe, but there is definitely a universe, right?
Right.
We are definitely somewhere within that universe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you basically, there might be more, but I'm just going to say 3 options that sound doable, right? Either everything just always was, and it didn't have a beginning or an end, right? Or this universe immediately appeared out of nowhere and was just here and is really big and getting smaller, or it had an origin where it started and then expanded. So it either was always and it's infinite and it always was and will never end, or it's just started really big out of nowhere, and then is gonna get smaller or fucking whatever, or you have the Big Bang Theory where it started out really small, and then it started out at an infinitesimally small place and then expanded massively. I mean, you might be able to throw in a couple more options in there, but I mean, you're fairly limited because we know that we're in a universe. So
I don't think we're limited though. Like Johnny said, it's something that
like Einstein thought that the universe started out extremely big and was collapsing in on itself.
I agree with that, and I'm to the agreement of with Johnny to the fact that it's something that's incomprehensible. Like there's no way that we could explain it, and I don't just because there are three ways that you can look at it.
The beginning and end of life as a whole and the universe is too beyond our grasp right now.
Exactly,
to even fathom.
And that's what I'm saying. And I know it was a hard question to ask, and I know this is the end result, but I still like to talk about it and just get it out there and have other people think about it because
I love this talk.
Yeah, so.
And first of all, let me say this real quick to any religious people out there that are listening to this. The Big Bang Theory actually sets up the Christian religion really well. That God would spark the universe out of, like, it doesn't
that
not
you're saying
line
God
up.
is outside of the universe.
Yeah, like God is outside of the and created the fucking
with a spark that expands.
It's weird that they would ever battle the science around the Big Bang Theory at
all.
Because
they're getting there.
Hold up,
they're definitely getting
I think
there.
the battle. I think what you're getting at though, the battle that they have with it
is with evolution.
Well, also the fact that God has to be in the universe, as in he was created by the Big Bang, not the other way around. Not that God couldn't be infinite and outside.
Where did the fucking Big Bang come from? That's another thing we have to talk about. Like, where did the spark fucking initially? It's this endless fucking chain of shit that we're never going to be able to get down to the root of.
Are we in a computer program right now?
It's very possible.
Elon
It's
Musk?
extremely possible.
Could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
I think we are.
Why'd you just throw on Elon Musk in there out of nowhere?
You just
literally
randomly
just said his
Elon
name.
Musk. Are we in a computer program
We're-
right now? Elon Musk.
Elon
and
Musk, Big
that's
Bang.
sometimes Jim Schaefer. And once in a while,
Jim Schaefer?
yeah, I don't even know who that is. That's just a name.
I like it. I don't know. I mean, he talks about a lot of people ask him that question a lot, and I think it's very plausible. I mean, we're extremely close to creating our own simulation where
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, like AI could just sure, Mark Cuban, fucking Dirk Nowinski, shit like that. Yeah, I agree.
Amazon's getting crazy, bro.
It is Walmart.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. Jesse said Amazon. I wanted to say
Isn't that the
something
CEO
else.
of fucking
Mark Cuban? No. Mark Cuban's like an investor. He's on like Shark Tank or something.
Who the fuck's the CEO of
Jeff
Amazon?
Bezos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was getting fucking.
I'm just
shit
throwing
mixed
out
up.
random names because that's what Paul does.
I heard a rich white guy's name and I immediately go Amazon.
Amazon?
All right.
Oh, man. I like the Big Bang Theory talk, though, and the religion talk. And I should point out something, because I feel like it probably offended people when I was like, religion's a joke. I think that...
No, they need to hear it.
They do need to hear it, so I'm going to finish what I'm going to say. Overall, yes, religion's a joke. Religion can do some good things. Like I said, it helped my dad through some tough times in his life. I think that there's nothing inherently bad about believing in being a better person and stuff. I think there's inherently bad when you start fighting against other people based on a belief that is simply that. Anything based on purely faith with nothing to back it up other than faith is an insane way to get into conflict with someone.
It's very true. I agree with that. And you've mentioned that before in a previous podcast, and I completely agree with that. And a lot of the conflict that we have that happens within this earth is simply and strictly from religion and based on religion. And a lot of the wars that are fought, come back down to religion. Not all of them, because a lot of them are from our government and from other governments, bigger governments that need oil, and it's over shit like
those
that.
Are recent. Those are recent wars, though. Those are we're talking. I'm not talking World War I, World War II. I'm not talking anything in the last 200 years.
What I'm saying is there are still wars going on right now that are in people being crucified or executed strictly because that they are the Christian belief, and whether or not that's right or wrong. That they believe that it's wrong what is happening to them because of religion, like you said, the idea of it is what it causes, and that's frustrating.
If you believe that you're going to go to heaven if you do good things and that you donate to charity and so on and so forth, and you're a good person and everything, first off, I don't think you should have to have that belief to be a good person. But if that helps you be a good person, I'm all fucking for it. If you believe you're going to go to heaven though by fucking killing someone, or you believe in heaven so much that you want to save other people, so you go into conflict and you cause wars and everything else, Like that's a fucking issue. Let people be who they are.
Could you imagine being born with the mindset of a killer? Like, that would be insane. Like, that happens, and I couldn't even imagine.
You're talking about
what
like
that's
sociopaths and stuff, and
Yeah,
end up being
yeah.
like serial killers.
Yeah.
and,
Like that.
like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Is that from birth, or is that from the way they were brought up?
Probably
or?
brought up. I think that's
God works in mysterious ways, man.
Well, you don't believe in God, so fuck that statement.
all right.
Yeah. So we're at the.
Oh, was I supposed to, like,
we're at
back
the
that up at all?
We're at the minute 5 mark. Ladies.
A minute?
or
We've
sorry,
only been doing this for a minute?
A minute. A minute in the universe is an hour and 5 minutes. Sorry, I did not rectify what I just meant to say. Even if that was.
No, that made sense.
Okay.
I had to think
All
about
that
it,
made sense.
but it
Okay.
made sense.
All right.
I loved it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening in to Talk Junkies, where we talk a lot of junk. And this podcast was a little bit of
A lot of junk.
Yeah, it was the origins of. This is the origins of Talk Junkies. Is tonight's podcast. So if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, share it to anyone and everyone that you fucking know except Jesse's parents, because he does
Print
not
out
want.
fucking flyers, man.
Yeah.
But
Post
just
it up
not around
on
Jesse's.
stop signs.
Just not around Jesse's parents.
Yeah,
house.
not around my parents' house. Because they don't want to hear the shit that
If
I'm
I
saying
see
here.
someone at Area 51 with a fucking Talk Junkies fucking poster,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody listening to this is going to Area 51, rep TJ out there while you're out there.
with the biggest sign,
Yeah.
we'll purchase the sign for you, or the biggest piece of cardboard we can find.
Yeah, we'll send you a marker.
you go out there. I'll
Send you a
pay.
marker and
I'll
some
give
cardboard.
you. I'll give you $100 for your funeral.
Yeah, that too. All our junkies out there.
Stay fly and ring the bell.
That was weird. You've never said it like that. That was like a different tone.
I try to switch it up every time that I do it.